Want to learn how to make healthy crock-pot freezer meals? Watch this video to learn my foolproof method and of course a few of my favorite recipes. Hey meal preppers, it's Allison, Prep Dish Founder, here to help you create a healthier, happier mealtime. Today I'm going to share with you my secret for batch cooking and creating make-ahead freezer meals. Having these prepped-ahead meals in my freezer was such a lifesaver when my son was born. So if you watch this channel, you know that I'm always a fan of make-ahead meals. But speaking from experience, freezer meals for new moms can be a lifesaver. So if you're looking for the perfect new mom gift for yourself or someone else, seriously, postpartum meals are the best. All of my recipes are healthy and tasty, meaning that they are perfect if you're looking for kid-friendly freezer meals. I'm excited to jump in and share with you my method plus some healthy freezer meal recipes. In this video, I'm going to show you my process, highlighting my recipe for Thai chicken and veggie stew. But when I do freezer meals, I always do multiple recipes at once. If you want the exact meal plan that I used with Ivan, it's 5 recipes in total, it's linked below. These 5 meals, including the Thai chicken soup, were the ones I had in my freezer before my first son was born. And man, were they a lifesaver. Let's get started. My first step is the meal prep. But like I mentioned, when I do slow cooker or crock pot freezer meals or even instant pot freezer meals, I always like to batch cook my meals. This just means doing everything at once for maximum efficiency. If you want to see more videos on how to batch cook, let me know in the comments below. Here is what I include in my healthy freezer meal prep. Just as with any meal prep, I like to chop everything in advance. Veggies, proteins, herbs, etc. I also mix up my seasonings and sauces and add those to the chopped items when I freeze them. But there are a few things I don't do for freezer meal prep. First, I don't cook anything. If you want, you can cook a huge recipe all at once and then freeze half. But that's not what I'm talking about here. This is just spending some time doing the prep up front and leaving all the cooking for later. Second is, I don't add the broth. You can if you want to, but this will increase the size of the meal significantly, and I tend to run out of room in my freezer, so I prefer to wait and add my broth during the cooking process. I always keep homemade broth on hand anyway, so this works really well for me. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a video on my method for making homemade broth. So for today's Thai chicken and veggie stew recipe, here's what I would do. First, I chop everything: carrots, sweet potato, bell pepper, jalapeno, red onion, garlic, and grate my ginger. If I were making 5 recipes at once, I would do all of my veggie chopping here. Batching in this way means you're only pulling out your cutting board once for all of the recipes. After my veggies are chopped, I need to chop my protein, which in this case is chicken. The second step is mixing together my sauce. I whisk together 1 can of coconut milk, the juice of 1 lime, 3 tablespoons coconut aminos, garlic, ginger, and 2 tablespoons of red curry paste. The third step is tossing the sauce with my chicken. Before freezing, I like to add a label so that I know the date, contents of the container, and for a dish with multiple containers, I'll write out how many containers there are total for the dish so that when I go looking for all of the items, I know whether there's 2 containers or 3 containers total that I should be looking for in my freezer. After the meal prep, the next step is to freeze properly. You can do a 2-step freeze process to prevent clumping. I talk more about that in my breakfast freezer meals video. But to me, the most important step here is to properly label your meals. If you want to go next level, you can also keep an inventory of your freezer contents. This ends up being stored in my head, so if any of you have tips on keeping a freezer inventory, let me know in the comments below because I would love to learn how to do this better. Right now, having it in my head, not the best. Quick side note on containers. So I always prefer glass over plastic just to avoid any chemicals that might be in the plastic, and I feel like it keeps my food fresher and tasting better when I use glass. If you are going to use glass, make sure that you look for tempered glass to make sure that it can withstand the temperature extremes of going from freezing to the refrigerator and sometimes even to the oven. The tempered glass will do better. I prefer the Glass Lock brand and I have linked that below. The third step is to thaw your frozen meal. So So the key when thawing is to allow long enough so that the food slides easily from container to slow cooker. Ideally, thawing in the fridge for 24 to 48 hours is best. But in a pinch, you can also thaw the meal in warm water for approximately 30 minutes. I've also poured hot water on top of the food to kind of speed it along when I'm really in a tight pinch. But again, ideally in the fridge 24 to 48 hours, so you won't have to worry about frozen food that's stuck in your container. The fourth and final step is to simply cook and enjoy. The combination of meal prep freezing is such a time saver. Make sure to really appreciate how quick and easy these meals are pulled together now that you've done the work up front. This will help give you the motivation needed when it comes time to do meal prep the next time around. Quick note that these recipes are super easy to modify for the Instant Pot. For the Thai chicken and veggie stew, I would instead cook it on 30 minutes on high in the Instant Pot. Cook times are all flexible, and in general, the Instant Pot will usually be about 30 minutes on high, although it will also depend on how long you've let that meal defrost. So a meal that's coming straight from the freezer may take closer to 60 minutes on high, whereas one that's defrosted in the fridge for 48 hours, probably that 30 minutes is gonna be just fine. Now you know my tricks for making Crockpot freezer meals. I have links below to a few of my favorite recipes, including today's recipe for Thai chicken and veggie stew. But as I mentioned, I prefer batching my freezer meal production and wanted to give you the opportunity to do the same. I created a slow cooker meal plan with 5 of my favorite freezer meals. The first recipe is shrimp and okra jambalaya. The second is a Mexican pork stew. The third recipe is a beef and butternut squash tagine. The fourth recipe is the Thai and chicken veggie stew from today's video. And then the fifth recipe is a classic beef and root veggie stew. With this meal plan, I've set you up with an organized freezer meals grocery list and instructions for prepping all 5 of these recipes at once. You'll love having these meals in your freezer. And this is absolutely free, so just go below and find the link. As I mentioned earlier, I suggest these healthy freezer meals for new moms. They are perfect when baby comes along. If you're looking for gluten-free freezer meals or paleo freezer meals, all of these recipes fit the bill. You can download this Crockpot meal plan for free by clicking the link below this video. Oh, and if you're looking for an Instant Pot meal plan, I've got you covered. I have instructions for adapting this for the Instant Pot for each of these 5 recipes included in the meal plan linked below. Okay, so I know I focused and talked a lot about making these healthy freezer meals before baby, but these also work great pre-surgery or just to have in the freezer for a last-minute meal when things get busy. So let me know in the comments below. Why do you want to have your freezer stocked? Are you looking for pre-baby freezer meals or something else? Make sure you download my 5 Crockpot freezer meals with grocery list and prep day instructions linked below. And if this video is helpful, be sure to subscribe, share with a friend, and hit that like button so I know to make more videos like this. See you in the next one.